Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie for those who don't know me, reviewing Married at First Sight Australia, Season 12, Episode 17. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. So Adrian is still upset at the fact that he was not included in this promo, and now he wants an apology from Athena because she wasn't considerate enough of his feelings.
You heard one side and you were coming at me. And I was trying to speak and get a word in. But again, this is a two-way relationship. She's saying, you left, it was wrong. No, it was right. And not once has she checked, Adrian, hope you're feeling better. She's had a minute to sleep on it, think about it, and, and say sorry.
Keep your hand away from me.
The way I've acted has nothing to do with how you acted.
You're asking me whether or not to validate your behaviour towards me due to my actions. So frustrating to me that you were still trying to pin your actions on me.
You're not in the wrong any time.
Adrian.
You're not in the wrong any time.
Okay.
I just deflect all the time.
Adrian.
This is all I'm copying, is deflecting.
Yeah.
You're not taking any accountability on there. That's why I'm getting frustrated.
Your actions right now show that you're not accountable at all.
I'm here trying to figure out what exactly is Adrian looking for an apology for? Like what? What's going on? And it seems like at the time that he's been away, he has learned the words deflecting and accountability. That's all he can. You're deflecting, deflecting. From what and how? You're not taking accountability. You're not taking accountability. And you haven't taken accountability this entire season. Like, are you good? You're the one who left. You're the one who hasn't been giving your all in this relationship. You're the one who's been flirting with another wife. Well, seemingly flirting. I don't know. Listen. The point is, you're the one in the wrong. The accountability is on you. The deflecting is coming from you. The only thing that I have an issue with when it comes to Athena is the fact that she's still here. So I asked for receipts come Sunday on when Billy said what he said, and I guess I just missed it the first time around, but Adrian said that Billy made the wife swap comment like the last Thursday or something like that. So it sounds like it was after Sierra's confession. But either way, Billy is basically at the end of his rope at this point.
I just kind of wanted Sierra to hold herself accountable for what actually happened and just go, look, okay, sorry, she did it to Athena, but she didn't do it to me. It makes me very, very disappointed because I've dropped everything to be here.
Why are you getting upset?
I've tried to be myself the whole way through this experiment.
She doesn't want to open up to me, and I'm still trying to understand as to why.
Sierra is still coming to terms with Billy's shocking wife swap comment.
Why would you want a wife swap if you were so happy? I'm sorry, but I'm not a commodity that you can trade, first of all. And now he's clung on to this dinner with Tony and Adrian.
Sierra, please. Please. Of course, Sierra did not use the words wife swap, but she's basically co-signing to that. You would rather confide in other people, other men. You'd rather have more interactions with other men and not your person. It's giving you don't want to be there either. He said the words, and it's not a good thing to say, but you can kind of understand how he got to that point to begin with. Now, this episode was a turning point for me because some people were upset at the fact that I was not siding with Billy. Listen, I've been told y'all my thoughts are my thoughts. I tell y'all the things that I'm feeling while watching the episode. And I didn't feel like there was a need to sympathize with Billy too much until this episode. It wasn't his tears. Actually, it was his conviction at the commitment ceremony. I'll talk about that later. But in this episode, I was like, damn, I guess he really did give a lot, and Sierra wasn't giving him enough. And that's why it's so important to know his hurt based on the fact that she was opening up to somebody else. He's always said, I wanted more of an emotional connection before exploring other things. And she wants to jump over that and just get that sexual connection going without getting vulnerable with him. And that was a hang up for him. I thought it was an excuse, but honestly, in this episode, I believe him. At the commitment ceremony, Veronica and Elliot are first, and she is still taken aback by the words Elliot had said towards Lauren the night before.
Yeah, I mean, obviously hearing Lauren's side of the story is not a side of Elliot that I've ever seen. Lauren was very clearly upset and hurt by what had happened. Putting Lauren down at another point, like shaming her for having a few drinks. Just the general way that he handled himself didn't really sit well with me at all.
I had a chance to say, you know what, I regret that, I could do that better. I'm sorry.
The defences went up a little bit when the fire turned towards me. I 100% have regrets. about how I handled the whole situation. When I did that, it was a bit of a panicked decision. It might not ever be something that you'll forgive, but I'm sorry nonetheless.
It is so harmful to be with a prideful partner. So harmful. This person knew he was in the wrong, knew without a shadow of a doubt he was in the wrong. The first relationship and here when he's confronting Lauren after the relationship ended, and he could not own up to anything until he's now being pulled up by the experts. Now, I do understand sometimes you do need a moment to reflect on things and whatever, but in that moment, he knew what he was saying was out of line. He knew he was out of pocket for excusing certain things like, oh, well, she's just emotional, or she was drunk. What does she remember and stuff like that? Like, not taking any accountability whatsoever would be a problem for me. I would not be able to give somebody like Elliot the benefit of the doubt. Veronica's going to give it for whatever reason. And to me, I'm just like, you don't see the performance that he just put on? Like, the man who he was the night before is the man that he is going to be whenever you are no longer in his good graces. What are we giving the benefit of the doubt for? But anyways, that performance really worked on her, and she decides to stay, even though she already decided to stay because they do that whole decision before coming to the commitment ceremony. He ended up apologizing to Lauren, and Lauren accepted the apology. Now, in the next episode, it seems like Lauren is still going to be upset by the situation. Babe, then don't accept the apology if you're still mad about the situation. Like, I would rather you say no. I hear your apology and I don't accept, so that you can still be bitter about the situation. Don't be bitter after you've now accepted. To me, I'm just like, well, what was the point of that? Lauren and Clint are next, and she is obviously having a way better time with Clint than she ever did with Elliot.
Definitely been an upgrade of an experience. I think Clint has pretty much all the qualities that I look for. He's actually curious about my life and family and work, and I feel like we have each other's back, and Clint is shown in his actions just in the short time that I've known him.
Lauren feels like Clint has stayed true to his words based off of the vows and his actions so far. And I mean, only time will tell. They're still in the honeymoon phase. We haven't even seen them interact on a day-to-day basis. So Clint right now is in the grace period where everything seems like flowers and rainbows and butterflies and things. So he could very well be just as bad as Elliot. We just don't know it yet. But I think so far things are going really well. I think that they are well suited, and hell, his lifestyle is not too bad. I would want to commit to that too. Jackie and Ryan. They frustrate me to no end, but they are still here acting as if everything is peachy keen in their relationship.
Jackie did pull out her laptop and she said she had a rap sheet. Like, we went as far back as the wedding with the blooper. Immediately, I did feel quite persecuted by that. I felt like I was on trial.
I don't know, I just felt like Brian's behaviour was a bit disappointing. So I was trying to find a solution that works for both of us. Oh. What? Brian dropped me.
Oh my God.
He never really did anything to make it up to me.
I did dip you again after that.
Yeah, I know. Like, I just wanted more. I wanted you to dance me 100 times and dip me, so I never felt like you're gonna drop me again. It does take a few days after he's kicked and screamed, but like...
I have said this before, y'all have said this before, these two will continuously be in this cycle because they don't actually address their issues. They sweep it under the rug and wonder why they keep tripping every day. Like, ugh. Anyways, Jackie has this idealistic view of how her partner is supposed to treat her, how her partner is supposed to speak to her. And I do understand, like, we have those non-negotiables, like, hold on, like, everybody knows I'm a soft love babe. There's certain things you cannot say to me, but I'm not going to say you have to say these things in this exact way or else it's going to be invalid for me. Like, this person is their own person. They have their own experiences. They're coming in with their own way of expressing and whatever. How are you going to dictate exactly how they must say things in order for you to be happy? I think coming in with a general, I like to be complimented. Okay, well then let's figure out how he compliments, and you understand that when he says this, he actually means that as a compliment, and move forward. Instead of, no, it's not a compliment because you didn't say that my hair glistens perfectly when I tilt my head at a certain angle and the sun is shining on it in the noonday. Be so for real. Apparently for them, the whole letter that she wrote depicting all of the ways that he has just been a piss poor husband really worked for them. And child, if you like it, I love it. And everybody knows that really means that I hate it. Rhea and Jeff have actually been on a really good track so far. The only issue that they're having is Jackie and Ryan.
Jackie reached out to Jeff. I just feel like it's not girl code to do that. Personally, I think it's a little bit disrespectful.
Do you understand why Rhea felt the way she felt?
I was in a really, really bad place. I'm in a position where I can't handle Ryan on my own. I'm sorry.
That just makes me sound terrible.
I didn't mean to make her feel that way.
Thank you, Jackie.
Yeah, and I apologized, and I am sorry again, Rhea.
Oh, so now Jackie is saying that she was in a bad place when she reached out to Jeff. But before, she was denying doing it at all. And then after that, she was saying, is it a crime for women to speak to men even when they're in a relationship? So funny how the story has changed. But anyways, she's going to need to find some friends. Because confiding in other people's husbands on the low is always going to look shady. I don't know why she feels more comfortable talking to a man she doesn't even have rapport with. But girl, you got to get some girlfriends. Or get a guy friend and bring his girl along so it doesn't look shady. You know what I'm saying? There's no problem confiding in people, but being sneaky about it is never gonna look good. Anyways, Rhea and Jeff have now connected throughout this whole debacle dealing with Jackie and Ryan, and they have now done the nasty, okay? Something they're not new to, but they've decided to take their time, and clearly that has paid off. Sierra and Billy are next on the couch, and obviously Sierra's interactions with Adrian are the main event for this couple.
Obviously, I made a mistake and wronged people. So the mistake I made was lying to Athena, I think. Well, anytime Adrian and my name are mentioned in a sentence together, everyone's like, oh.
We'd only just found out.
Yeah.
And you saw my face.
Yeah.
I know you're worried about Athena here. Focus on breaking Billy's trust.
I guess maybe I could have addressed him. Yeah, I don't know. Nothing happened between Adrian and I. I just don't believe that Billy likes me.
I need more of an emotional connection. And for the physical touch, I got literally no deep connection from you. I've tried to give you what you needed, but you don't give me what I need. I've got nothing from you, Sierra. Absolutely sweet FA.
Listen, I will continue to say that hurting me, for the most part, is a choice. Oftentimes, we know the right thing to do, but in selfishness, we don't do the right thing. And then we wonder why people react a certain way when in the moment we knew that our decision was selfish. This girl knew that Billy wanted more vulnerability from her. But what did she decide to do? Confide in another man. And then not even confide in him later. If he was a sounding board to help her get more comfortable, I think it would have been received differently. But she has still not confided in Billy about anything of her past. So that's a problem. And now you admit that. You know how Billy feels about Adrian, and you still interact with him on the low and then keep it a secret after the fact. She knew it was going to hurt people's feelings, but decided to do it anyway. Hurting me is a choice. I really was feeling for Billy in this conversation because he's just like, I'm not your enemy here. I came in wanting to be vulnerable with you. I've been more vulnerable with you than I've been with people who I've known my entire life. And yet still, you thought I wasn't a safe enough space to communicate with. And it would have been one thing if that was it, but you then thought somebody else was safer than him. Like at that point, what would Billy be staying around to fight for? Honestly, it was in this conversation that I really felt his conviction about being hurt by Sierra's actions. I'll be honest, I wasn't feeling it before. It felt like an excuse to me, but I really do believe him now. Then Sierra says that she was hurt by the wife swap comment, and John makes a good point. The statement does not sound good because it reduces women to just being objects, you know, like, oh, I'm no longer feeling this toy anymore. Let me switch on a new toy. Like that, no. That's not how that works. I can understand why Billy would have been pushed to the point to say something like that, because it does seem like his wife doesn't appreciate him the way that he wants to be appreciated. And he still wants to be in this process. He wants to see if the experiment will work for him. So why not try another match? It's not a good thing to say, but I can understand how he got to that point. Both Billy and Sierra decided to leave, but after Sierra had heard Billy explain that he had always been in favor of their relationship and he would have done whatever it took to make her feel comfortable, she's now having a change of heart, and I'm glad that Billy did not waver on his decision, because you had your chance and you squandered it. Just because you feel sorry about your actions, just because you want a second chance, doesn't mean that you are owed that second chance. And I like that Billy stood on business. Like, no, you should have cherished me when you had me. And now you don't have me. That's just a risk that you take when you don't appreciate somebody the first time. I'm gonna skim through a few couples here just because there really was nothing to talk about. We have Beth and TJ, who are doing really, really well. We are yet to see them on a day-to-day basis, so yeah, we'll stay tuned for that. Jamie and Dave are also doing well. She says that she has love for him and they are both working towards being in love with each other, or at least expressing that, I mean. Then we have Karina and Paul, who are also the same. They are getting stronger. Happy days for them. On to Morena and Tony. They have had a really good week. However, Morena's not too happy with some of Tony's ways of showing his affection.
On our first date was, went to dinner. I walk into a restaurant and this lady's singing of him. So what are you doing? And then the next day we had a game of bowls. I let her win. And we've had a good time. All in all, listening to your advice, it's kind of, you know, been good.
It's really lovely to hear that. But I don't feel it. I just want him to be a gentleman. Do not fist pump me. And he still does it. I've asked him stop headlocking me, and he still does it. I'm so sorry that I'm not fun.
You've never ever stopped me from doing that. It's just my fun thing I do with you.
A headlock is affection.
How do you want to feel?
Just be a gentleman.
No.
So it's a hug.
Okay. Oh, not a headlock. No.
I'm glad that she said it, because the way that Tony was relaying the week that they've had, I'm like, it's giving besties. It really was. So yeah, Morena's like, I need romance. Like, what? Why are you treating me like I'm one of the boys? That's not cool. And the other couples are like, oh, but we have handshakes and we fist bump. That's cool for you. Morena wants romance. And you can look at Morena and the way that she acts on the show and know that the woman doesn't want to be nuggied. The woman doesn't want to be fist bumped. The woman wants to be wooed. Okay? Woo me. Pursue me. Romance me. Everybody can see that looking at Morena, so I'm glad that she expressed that. Tony did say that the way he was showing his affection, that's just him. He's a physical touch kind of guy, and that's the way that he wanted to show it to Morena. But luckily, he took that criticism in stride, and he hugged her, and she was like, see, this is better. I think that they're getting into some kind of a groove. I don't see it long term, but at least in the experiment, they could try to have a good time together. He could try to romance her, and you never know where things would go. Last on the couch, we have Athena and Adrian. Of course, Adrian is still complaining about this damn promo, and it's clear he would rather be on TV than be with Athena.
Adrian wasn't included in one of the promo shoots.
No, I left because I was frustrated.
I've got it on good authority that you gave an ultimatum. Either put me in the promo or I'll leave.
I was frustrated. I was upset. And I had every right to be, because I felt disrespected. I'm like, nah, this, I'm a man, I make mistakes.
You left her. She was devastated.
No, I said up.
But I up.
I'm human and we all make mistakes.
You're not showing empathy. You're not good at saying sorry.
Us men can react heavily on emotions and we're not good with emotions.
Being a man has nothing to do with that.
Did I say man?
Capability is in you, and it has nothing to do with man and woman.
At this point, Adrian, it's giving a man-child. Because these tantrums are too much. When have we seen a week go by where Adrian has not had a tantrum about something? And we're supposed to believe that he came into this process being ready to be married? Be so for real. Athena says that Adrian's actions have emphasized these insecurities that she came into this relationship with. She's often overlooked and whatever other insecurities that she has. And this is why it's important to leave when somebody is no longer serving you, because you end up leaving the relationship having more insecurities than you did coming into the relationship. She knew he was not measuring up to the kind of man that she wanted to be with. At that point, it is up to you to pick yourself up and exit stage left. Like oftentimes, and I think it's women more than men, I'm just going to be honest. We like to say, oh, so-and-so played me. So-and-so bamboozled me. I didn't know that he was like that, whatever. But when you take stock in the relationship, there were so many signs and so many exit doors just swinging open. And we decide, I'm just going to stay. And then at the end of it, you have all of this crap to say about the person when you could have decided to leave. The moment it stopped serving you was the time to leave. Now you're here with this person who's making you feel worse than how you came into the relationship. For what? Fighting for that? Why are we fighting for that? No. So then she says that she's reminded of the letter that she wrote at the Confessions Week and how she wanted to experience those milestones with her son because her son is just so important to her. And she's now having that realization that she's wasting her time with Adrian while missing those moments with her son. Thank you. Athena has been making excuse after excuse for this man, and I'm not even going to act like I've never been that person before. I have definitely made excuses for waste men, and I'm no longer in that business, and I'm even more out of that business as of yesterday. Let me tell y'all, because somebody said I missed an opportunity beforehand to mention my man. So here's my opportunity. Okay. I was having a conversation with my man, and I was talking about this relationship that's going on in my vicinity. I don't want to give too many details just in case they watch this video. And I was rooting for their relationship, but it seems like there's something going on in his life that's making him question if he wants to engage with the girl or not. And I was like, you know what? I think it's worth fighting for. Whatever, they've invested so much time. At the core, there's still a good match. It's just that they're in a rough patch right now. This man tells me that's bullshit. I said, what? And he's like, you know the things that I've been through while we have been together. I'm not going to detail those things for you guys, but he's been through a lot. Like, genuinely, he's been through a lot. And he's like, even through all those things, I've been consistent. Why? Because I love you and I want to be with you. There's nothing that's going to keep me from being with you unless it's like physically being unable to be with you. I'm going to do what it takes to maintain this relationship, even though I have a lot going on. And I was just like, you know what? That's true. Like, that's true. And also, that's a telltale sign that whenever things start to shift for him, that's BS, because clearly he knows better. You're calling out other men, I'm going to call you out too in case you start to act like them. But it's true. I feel like with Adrian, if he really liked the girl, and when I say that he doesn't like her, I'm not saying that he has no affection for her whatsoever. But if he really liked her, he would step up. He would try his best. And I think that Athena would acknowledge the effort, but there's not enough effort coming from Adrian. He does not care enough to be present in this relationship, to consider her feelings, to be vulnerable in this like experiment. He does not like her enough. No more making excuses for Adrian, please. He is a grown ass man. He knows better. So anyways, Athena decides to leave, thank God. Adrian decided to stay. So unfortunately, because of the rules of the experiment, they have to stay. The experts are like, well, this is your time to step up. Please, let's wrap it up. This is dumb. This is so dumb. It seems like in the next episode, Adrian's family and Athena's sister are not going to get along. Good. Maybe that'll be the final nail in the coffin so y'all can call it quits. Anyways, as always, please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.